To our #1 story, it is breaking news in Maine, where the town of Lewiston is on lockdown and a mass murderer is still on the loose. That lone gunman killed at least 18 people and injured more than a dozen others at a restaurant and bowling alley last night. Now, here's what we know this morning. Again, 18 people are confirmed dead after some earlier reports had the number as high as 22. 13 others were hurt. Police have issued an arrest warrant for 40-year-old Robert Card, who is considered armed and dangerous. The White House says President Biden has been briefed on the shootings and has reached out to state officials to offer assistance. Now let's get to KCAL News correspondent Bradley Blackburn with the latest on how the community is grappling with the grief.
Law enforcement officials are asking for the public's help to track down the gunman responsible for the deadly mass shooting in Lewiston, Maine.
If you see anything suspicious, please call us.
We have an active shooter. We have multiple injuries.
Police released these photos of a man walking into a bowling alley Wednesday night, pointing a weapon.
There was a loud pop.
This witness says he ran when the shots rang out.
I just booked it down the lane, and I slid basically into where the pins are and climbed up in the machine and was on top of the machines for about 10 minutes until the cops got there.
Police said they responded to a second shooting location at a bar and restaurant less than 4 miles away. Police have identified 40-year-old Robert Card as the suspect in the pair of shootings.
Mr. Card is considered armed and dangerous, and police advise that Maine people should not approach him under any circumstances.
Card is in the Army Reserves, but according to the Maine Information and Analysis Center, he is not a trained firearms instructor with the reserves, as previously reported. He recently reported mental health issues and threatened to shoot up a National Guard base. He was committed to a facility for 2 weeks over the summer. Residents were told to stay locked in their homes while law enforcement officers search for the suspect. Schools are closed and people who live here are shaken.
You and me and all these people standing here, we all got to fear for our lives today.
Police also released a photo of the person of interest's vehicle that they recovered in a parking lot. Bradley Blackburn, KCAL News.
And we are learning even more about the suspect and the timeline of events in this mass shooting. Assignment manager Mark Liu live at the desk where he's been really digging deeper into the background of suspect Robert Card. Mark, what have you learned?
Yeah, Amy, I'll tell you, we've been working on this all morning here at the assignment desk, the background of who Robert Card is. And in a news conference with the governor of Maine and law enforcement there, we learned a bunch of new details about this wanted suspect in this mass shooting. Now, if you come onto my screen, I'm going to show you the picture that Lewiston, Maine Police Department is circulating regarding the search for 40-year-old Robert Card. Now, he was originally a person of interest. They've upgraded him to a full suspect with an arrest warrant for murder out for him. Now, Robert Card apparently was in the Army Reserves, or currently is in the Army Reserves. A spokesperson for the U.S. Army said that he's a sergeant first class, and he enlisted in the Army Reserves in December of 2002, and he works as a petroleum supply specialist. Now, he's never been deployed to combat, but he has won several awards in the Army, including the Army Achievement Medal and the Humanitarian Service Medal. Now, also, earlier, it was reported that he was a trained firearm instructor in the Maine Army Reserves out of Saco, Maine. Now, that ends up not being true because the Maine Information and Analysis Center updated. They got further information on him and now say there is no indication that Robert Card attended any advanced weaponry courses or was a firearms instructor in the Maine Army Reserves. Now, a further piece of information that we had reported, his white Subaru Outback has been located. It was at a place called the Pejepscot Boat Ramp in Lisbon, Maine. That's important because Card has 2 other vehicles registered to him, a 2022 Yamaha motorcycle and a 2019 Sea-Doo. That's like a jet ski. Now, I'm going to show you here. This is the area of Lewiston, Maine. It's a city about the same size as San Gabriel in Southern California. The shootings took place at a bowling alley here, at a bar and grill down here. Oh, excuse me, a bar and grill down here. And then his car was found here at this boat ramp on this river here in a place called Lisbon, Maine, the Pejepscot boat ramp. Now, the last known address for the suspect, Robert Card, is here on a small road called Meadow Road in a rural part of Maine. And there's currently no idea right now the whereabouts of this suspect. He could be anywhere in Maine. They have the Maine State Police and Massachusetts State Police looking for him both in the air and on the ground. Now, we have been in touch with our station in Boston. They spoke to a family member of Robert Card who did describe Robert Card as being schizophrenic and off of his meds and, quote, got a lot of problems in his head right now. So mental health issues for this suspect are certainly a concern for law enforcement, and they continue the search for him this afternoon. That is the very latest here from the desk. I'll send it back to you.
All right, Mark, thank you for that. You know, active shootings like the one in Maine are a reminder of how to prepare if something similar happens. On KCAL Mornings, we talked to a former Southern California police officer about the first thing to do when a shooting erupts.
Well, the first sign, if at all possible, try to see or know where this person is. So information is going to be power in these type of situations to determine what you actually want to do. So we talk about either hiding or getting away or physically overcoming the person, just really dependent upon where you are in the situation and what options you have available to you.
Now, many ran for cover at the crime scenes when the gunfire first erupted. The executive director of the Active Shooter Prevention Project told KCAL Mornings a person of interest had a plan, is in the middle of executing it, and probably has no intention of making it out alive.
We had no interest in cloaking his identity, so he was fully committed. I would say that he does not expect to come out of this particular situation alive. So we'll see. He's very committed to that, and clearly it was a plan, not something that just happened. He didn't just snap it and go into that.
And we will bring you the latest throughout the morning on the mass shooting. And remember, we're always on at kcalnews.com and on our streaming service, CBS News Los Angeles.